Now that we've got the Champions League draw out of the way, Mark Ogden joins me as we focus on the Europa League draw. Augie, we're specifically looking, of course, at the English clubs, Manchester United and Arsenal, missing each other. I'm sure they'd be happy about that, probably at least until the final. We will see. But let's start off with Manchester United drawing Granada. How happy will Ole and Co be with that?
I think they'll be delighted. Granada have slipped out of the top four in Spain. They're still quite high on the table, but it is a draw that United would expect to progress. Mulder won the first leg against Granada, so obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will tap into his old club for a few tips on how to beat Granada. But there were some big teams in that draw, and obviously further down the line they could face them. But I think Granada is the team that will suit United. I think they've beaten Real Sociedad in the competition. Real are probably a better team than Granada, so it's a good draw for Man United.
Good draw for Man United. Would you say the same for Arsenal? We know that they do love them some Europa League football, but they're up against Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague already disposing of Leicester, and then Rangers recently, the Premiership champions. So they could pose a threat, couldn't they?
Yeah, Slavia Prague are a good team, but I think at this stage they've lost that element of surprise. I think they may have taken Leicester by surprise and Rangers, but by now Arsenal will be fully aware of what they can do. They'll get the tapes of the Leicester game. They'll see what happened against Rangers. So at this stage of the competition, the big teams tend to know everything about their opponents. They don't underestimate them. So I think, Arsenal, you can never be sure with Arsenal. They lost that second leg to Olympiacos on Thursday, but I do think that Arsenal will fancy themselves because they know that this is their only hope of getting into the Champions League next season. So they have to win. They have to progress. If they don't, then the season's over.
Well, with that said, I was just going to ask you as well, in terms of focus of the two English teams, which one will really be throwing the kitchen sink and everything at you? We understand Arsenal, this is almost a do or die situation, but silverware is silverware, and European silverware would look definitely good on Ole's resume. So how much will he be prioritizing this as well at this point?
Yeah, I mean, look, the two teams, the two clubs, United and Arsenal, need this trophy for different reasons. Arsenal need it for purely, business reasons. They have to get in the Champions League. They can't have the season out of the Champions League. They've had five now, I think. Obviously, winning the trophy as well, it would mean that Mikel Arteta had won two trophies in a year. I'm not counting the Community Shield, I'm counting the FA Cup and Europa League. So they need it for big reasons. I think United, despite what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said earlier this week about trophies being an ego thing and not mattering, they do matter. Man United haven't won a trophy of any kind since they last won the Europa League in 2017. They haven't won any of the proper trophies since Sir Alex Ferguson left, the Champions League and the Premier League. So despite what Solskjaer says about not needing to win a trophy, he does need to win a trophy. He needs to put a trophy on the sideboard, because finishing second or third is not what Man United's about. If they win the Europa League this season, it gives the players and the squad that belief, and it ends the question marks. Because if United don't win something this season, it'll be 5 years. And I think this is Man United; they have to win trophies. So if I was only going to Solskjaer, I'd be saying, look, we have to focus on this 100%. Because obviously, if they get past Granada, they've got a tough semi-final against Ajax or Roma, so it won't be easy. But Man United should be favourites to win this competition. The second the Premier League, they should be favourites to win it, and they should win it.
And then finally, just looking at the other fixtures, Dinamo Zagreb up against Villarreal. Dinamo Zagreb, of course, breaking a lot of hearts in North London after their exploits against Spurs. And then Ajax, Roma, eyes on that one, especially considering Man United could get either of the two in the semi-finals.
Yeah, Ajax have got pedigree as a European team, obviously. So Roma, I do think Roma will shade that one. I think Roma have got the better prospects there. I think a United Roma semi-final is the most likely outcome there. In the other half of the draw, Zagreb showing us Tottenham, they're a very dangerous team. I think Arsenal were probably glad to avoid Zagreb because they're very, very dangerous. But Villarreal, a team that's been around the block in Europe a lot over the years, I think it'll be an Arsenal-Villarreal semi-final, which will bring back memories to Arsenal fans from 2006 when they knocked them out in the Champions League semi-finals in better days for Arsenal. But I do think that I can definitely see a Man United Arsenal final in Gdansk in May.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.